The octave is a field of consciousness beginning to come into density, beginning to come into form, beginning to create the new realm of consciousness that meets the requirements of optimism and possibility and evolution that has been set in motion. When you think about how people create ideas, they generally do it in two ways. One is very much in line with the feminine flow of consciousness. It's I would like something of beauty. I would like to have laughter. I would like to enjoy people. I would like to be comfortable in my life. There's really no form to that thought. There's no edges, there's no straight lines, there's no angles. But what happens is it begins to set in motion a parameter of what I want. And then there's the second way, which is all of a sudden, out of the blue, oh, I think I want to build a birdhouse. It would be really nice to put in my garden in the backyard. An idea presents itself in form. It has tangibility, it has structure, it has density. What happens is quite often in this third dimensional game that we've been playing our life in, is we don't hold on to that creation, that bringing about an idea into form. We say, oh yeah, that'd be a great idea, that birdhouse, and well, I'll get to it tomorrow. And there's no bonding that occurs. See, first, thoughts are electrical, they have charge. Emotions, magnetic, they have an attractiveness. So when you have that thought, oh, I'd like to build that birdhouse, and there's a feeling in the heart, and there's a magnetics, it's like, yeah, this is what I want to do. There's a bonding that occurs. And now you have created density. I got an idea that has form. And then the universe supports you so well, it just begins to provide you with all the pieces, the nails and the hammers and the possibilities. But more specifically, it's like, yeah, I can do that. I know somebody who knows how to make this happen. And now you begin to engage, two or more begin to be gathered, or the idea begins to be brought into tangibility. It's like, I am now creating something with action. I have movement to my idea that has feeling, joy, passion. And so it begins to take on more density, and you begin to talk to people, you begin to think more about it, begins to get more dense. And pretty soon you say, yeah, let's go to dinner, and we go. Rather than, oh yeah, that'd be nice, I'll get around, let's do it next week, and then it's gone. This octave is a field of consciousness that has been an idea for eternal time. A possibility, an opportunity where people live in joy and ease and abundance and laughter and co-creation. And there is no fear, there is no doubt, there is no punishment, there is no domination, there is no greed. It just simply begins to be this kind of, people call it utopia. Take the fantasy out of that in a way, or maybe keep the fantasy in. Would that be a place you'd like to live? And the answer is really yes. Yes, I would like to live in joy and laughter and ease and sit down and feel permission to say what I want to say with no fear and no domination, no punishment. We're at a place where this octave is now being created. And the octave is very much a bridging, a place that has density, that's starting to take form, that's beginning to attract attention. In many ways, it's beginning to be a place where we exist. It's kind of like water. You jump into water, you get out, you're still wet. In this case, the more you begin to have joy, the more you begin to have a sense of freedom. People all over the world are beginning to have a sense of hope, even though that's not real clear in a lot of ways. This octave is a place where people are beginning to go and get wet. They're beginning to go. They're lingering a little bit longer. So as we begin to go through these cycles of time, there's always cycles, there's always seasons. The game that we've been playing in the third dimensional reality, which to a great extent has domination and greed and punishment and fear and doubt and imposition, one's better than another, that's not acceptable anymore. And it's beginning to have less attractiveness, and those in power, they're beginning to pay attention. And seasonality, it's like that third dimensional game we've been playing is kind of coming to an end. It's moving well through fall into winter. But at the same time, the possibility of the new realm of consciousness, this fifth multidimensional space, is beginning to have possibility. That's that spring beginning to first blossom on the trees. The flowers are just poking through the ground. Possibility. And so the octave, this field of density that is architecturally designed in joy. The walls, the framework, joy, ease, buoyancy. There's a change in gravity. It's not as tense. It's not as demanding. It's not as this is how it is. Always and nevers begin to have much more flexibility. And the octave is beginning to present in such a way that you go into it and you linger and you like it. And I like this beauty, this laughter. And it begins to have charge. And then that heart space says, this is what I want. Well, some can't hold it, but they want it. And they'll come back to it, and they'll come back to it. And others at the same time going, this is where I'm going. And so you're watching this octave begin to unfold. This is a very exciting period of time. Scary? Yes. Third dimension, falling away, beginning to have people grabbing a hold of their security and their sense of stability and what was, and all the ethnicity, the culture, the nationality, the religions, and that's starting to be in the past. Because change always happens, seasons always come, cycles ebb and flow. We're in the point where the octave, the possibility, is beginning to become tangible, taking on density, taking on form, and beginning to magnetically attract possibility. That's what the octave is.